I just took a shower and forgot to. I guess it's okay. I'm wearing a freaking onesie thing. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is my 5th stream, and this is the 3rd stream since I decided to start doing master classes, where the first hour before I start trading at 9, I'm gonna teach you guys some basic technical analysis that if you spend enough time doing and just being around, it will become pretty intuitive. Now, today I decided to start teaching you guys overall market direction. Now, this comes pretty intuitive for even beginners, and this is also known as bias. But this is just figuring out where the momentum of the market is taking you. So let's say, for example, you've had like four bullish candles. You're gonna assume there's probably gonna be a 5th bullish candle, just because there's a lot of momentum, a lot of direction. And this is what comes intuitive to some people, like, oh, it's going up, let me join. And while this is good, it's not the most important part, and I think people over exaggerate how important it is, because you won't, if you join just because of that, you're always going to lose, like always, because it's always going to come to a point where it hits a area of interest, or what other people call resistance, and it's going to start rejecting, and you're going to be like, I just got in, why is it just tanking? But it is important still to learn and to see what is happening. But I think a lot of people just take the last 2 4-hour candles, or maybe the previous day, and saying, oh, it's bullish, and instead of also adding another component to it, which is what I kind of want to teach you guys today. So I'm going to teach you guys how to figure out overall market direction, and how to figure out candle behavior, which tells you a lot about where it's going to go next. So trying to think if I wanted to start with back testing, or if I want to show you guys live. I'll show you guys this right here. So here, this is gold. This is when we had when we had one of the highest points. And I want to show you something that I knew someone who actually got in right here, because they thought it was going to continue up. Now, this is an area of interest. I showed you guys this for my first masterclass. I showed you guys this, and this is an area of interest. Now, there's lots of these. There's also probably this one. Yeah, and there's like, this one, and up here. But what I want to show you guys is this. So let's say we were here, and we broke out of this resistance, and we're like, oh, hey, this is awesome, we're going to continue up. And all you guys, this is very basic, this is very beginner, mostly only beginners would have done this, but you see this big move here, this big bullish move, and you try to join. If you don't pay attention to these areas of interest or these resistances, then you're going to get a reversal right here and not know why. You're not going to know why this happened. But what you can know is based off of candle behavior. Well, I'm going to turn on live. I don't think I get ads on the live. I guess today's the day I need to repay for Google Premium. YouTube Premium. Let's see. I like this guy. He looks chill.
FaceCheck is the ultimate league of...
I still probably will get ads, actually. No music. Sorry. So one thing that will help you to figure out if it's going to do a continuation of the overall market direction is candle behavior. Let's say, for example, that this right here, this 4-hour candle at Friday 10th, 5 a.m., let's say it made a deep bottom wick, right? It bottom wicked and touched this. And let's say it didn't have a top wick yet at all. Since it doesn't have a top wick, and we have had 6 previous 4-hour bullish moves, which is a whole day. Yeah, we got a whole day move here. So since we had this big 4-hour move candle, well, all these, and we opened up right at a area of interest. Let's say we got a deep bottom wick, and let's say it touched this bottom area of interest, right? And then it starts rejecting. It starts rejecting. Do a little wick. So now that's your wick. And here you are, you're rejecting. You still don't have a top wick. Let's say you see this. You can probably take a guess, and it will always pretty much be right, where it's going to want to create a top wick since it created such a bottom wick first and got liquidity and using another area of interest. It's like a little slingshot, and it just got pulled back as far as it could. Now it's going to shoot back up. If that happened and there's no top wick, you can expect it to start going bullish. And where it's going to go, we don't know. It could be something like in here. It'd probably be like right here. Which is funny because, is that where the top wick is? Yeah, it is. And so then we would have flipped bullish. And we maybe would have come back, but we would have probably closed around here. And we would have had a top wick going up. Then you would have known you are going to continue the overall market direction based with candle behavior. Because what happens first, if you create one side of a 4-hour candle without the other wick, then you can expect a flip and a continuation or a reversal. So what probably happened here was we got candle open, and we probably didn't have much of a bottom wick at first. And so we got this top wick, we touched a resistance, and when we touch the resistance without the other side of the wick, we may have a little bit of a little bit of a wick, but nothing major. And if we got up here without any bottom major wick here, you can expect a reversal, which happened, and then you can expect it to probably go and try to touch the next area of interest, and then you would also have a top wick. So that's how you know if the market is going to continue in the overall direction it has been. And I think these two components together is what makes market direction so important. It's not just saying, oh, we closed bullish daily. Well, we closed bullish daily, and now we're gonna, now we got a 4-hour bullish close. It must be continuing bullish. It's not just based off of that. You're supposed to see where there's possible resistance and what happens with the candle first. Now, it's the same for almost all of these. You can see that something similar happened right here. You have an area of interest right here. I mostly use 4 hours. I like that a little more than daily. So you have this. And you can see that we started pushing up. Big move. Big move, and you're starting to think, oh, we closed above. We closed above here on the 4 hour. And so we must continue up. And you get to here, and you don't take into account these previous levels. Like this right here, with these two closed, this is a major zone pretty much. And you can see that we have this, we got tons of wicks here, getting all rejected off of this level in the past. And so if you just think you're going to continue bullish because we've had such a big move, you'd be wrong, because as you can see, we obviously rejected really hard. And this is why knowing candle behavior and knowing how to do markup areas of interest is so much more important than just figuring out the overall market direction. Let's say that alright, so we have another area of interest right here. It's just a close. You can see that here and here we got a bearish and a bullish, and a bullish and a bearish close. That's what we look for with areas of interest. We also got a little wick right here. Came down to touch this. So we got another area of interest right here. And let's say that we're on this candle now. 5 a.m. again. And we closed right here. Let's say we made this bottom wick first, and we touched this area of interest. And we didn't have much of a top wick, maybe just a little bit. We came down, touched this resistance first, this area of interest, and we went up to create our top wick. Now, we continue to flip bullish all the way up to here, the second resistance. And we touch this, and we come back down and close here. Now, the way you know if you're going to continue big moves like this is where the wick forms first. It's not always true, but it mostly is true. I have spent just a little bit of time tracking when the 4 hour flips. And most of the time, it's at the end of the first hour in the 4 hour candle. So if we're using 5 here as an example, let's see if this is right. Wait, let's go back. What is this? Monday 6th. Okay, so let's look at this, okay? This is the start of the 4 hour right here. We got a bottom wick off this. and then we probably flipped. We continued back down. And then here, we got a deep bottom wick touching this zone. And because we got the liquidity from the bottom wick now, we were able to drive up. And that's just essentially how this works. You just need to touch a zone to get liquidity and to shoot the other way. There are some cases where that's not always true, but most of the time it is true that you flip because you get a bottom wick first, which this 1 hour did give a bottom wick, but not good enough. But it was enough to be able to flip bullish here for a little bit. And then sometimes it's in the second hour because it's also 2 hour open, but now let's go into back testing. What day are we on? Let's just mic up real quick. Now, oh wow, this is a deep bottom wick. Okay, so I already explained area of interest in the past, so I'm not going to focus too much on how to identify them right now. So we got a 4 hour here. We're just looking for where a lot of rejections are. Maybe something right here, because you can see the close and the wick. Right in here maybe. Let's see. Let's bring that down actually to this one, just because these two wicks like it over here. Right here based off this, and over here. Here, and because over here we have some more. Actually, I didn't check weekly. I need to check weekly. There might be something strong I'm not looking at. So this daily is actually a weekly. I make these yellow. Okay, so we got a bit of a markup now. So let's look at what's happening now. So we got a very deep bottom wick. Probably always news. Oh, that's a weird time for news. We got a deep bottom wick. You grab liquidity, and when you get a bottom wick and it's this big, it's usually always the farthest point of a slingshot, and then you just let go and it shoots up. Now, we have had two bullish 4 hour candles, and let's look at daily. It's the start of retracting this. So we've had two bullish candles, and so some people may think just to continue this move. Some people may actually think bias is continuing down because the last 3 days. But either way, based off candle behavior, we have an argument that it's going to go bullish a little longer, even if it does want to continue down this huge downtrend. And the reason why is because we got a major bottom wick before we got a top wick. Now, you can see a little nipple, a little thing here, little top wick. That doesn't count. That's not a top wick. It's not strong enough to continue the market down, to say that we grab liquidity to do a price reversal. Let's see, this opened up at 5. It's now the second hour, which, if we look here, is the second most common for a 4-hour flip. So we actually have decent chances of it happening here. And it rarely ever happens at the second hour or the 4th hour. But it's the second hour. And we might try to make a top wick for here. So all we would need to do is just pass this to make a top wick. And so we might go up, grab liquidity, make a top wick, and then we can shoot back down, because now here's where it gets funky. This 2-hour doesn't have a bottom wick. And I think we care about the 2-hour no bottom wick more than the 4-hour. And the reason why is because it's just happened more recently. So we don't have a top wick, and we're in the bullish trend, and we need to make a top wick. And that's how you mix overall market direction with candle behavior. Now, this example may not be right, but a lot of the times it will be, and we can go through some other ones if this doesn't work. Let's see what happens. We made the top wick, and 2-hour doesn't have a bottom wick. Now, we may continue this top wick. What we can do is actually go over here when price touched here last and figure out where we get a lot of resistance. So based off the 2-hour, we can see we get a lot of resistance right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks all rejecting right here. And if we drag that back, we can see a 2-hour close right here. So this is actually a 2-hour area of interest. So I'm going to mark that. Now we can go down and see that we got 2-hour closes right here. Right, we got 2 spots right there. Continue. Now we're going so far back it almost doesn't fully matter what has happened over here, but it's still useful to see. But we can see that this has been a 2-hour price for a while. And that up here is the second one. So it seems like we might be reacting off a level here. And so we can say that we probably got a top wick. Now it may continue, but we still haven't had a 2-hour bottom wick. And so because of that, we may flip bearish now. But because of knowing candle behavior mixed with overall market direction, we knew that this 4-hour candle needed a top wick, and we had 2 previous 4 hours, and so we can expect it to continue up. If this was bearish, it might be a little more scary to take a buy and try to expect a top wick, because especially with all this downtrend, we may just be continue flipping bullish. We don't always need a, like for example right here, let's say that it was this candle, this long one. If we expected a top wick, we would not have got it because of how strong all this downtrend is. But because we had 2 bullish candles right next to each other, we can expect to get somewhat of a top wick. Now let's just see what happens. And then new 4 hour. Ooh, so we closed bearish on the 4 hour after grabbing a top wick. Makes sense. 2 hour didn't have a bottom wick. And now this is a perfect example. We got a started off very strong in this 9 hour. And what's going to happen is we might get up here and touch this daily. This weekly. Or maybe touch this previous 4 hour close right here. And then we're going to just fully reject back down. Let's just see it play out. We can say it touched the weekly. It doesn't have to be spot on. These are mostly zones and less of strict spots exactly. So it's okay if it's not exactly where it needs to be. So we can just say it touched it. And most reversals happen within the first hour of the 4 hour candle. And that's what it is now. It usually happens from the 40-minute to the start of the second hour. So got the bottom wick. And we may continue to expect to go bearish. You can see that right here at the start of the 9 hour 4 hour candle, we got the top wick and we went down and created the bottom wick. Now my guess is we're probably going to continue down. We just need more liquidity to go up and touch. Now, where we reject, it could be any one of these spots. We're just going to have to look at candle behavior and see where it reacts to first. See, like, it just blew past that 4 hours. So we're not going to be worried about if it's going to reject there. Because, like, yeah, a whole 1 minute candle just engulfed that 4 hour resistance. And we're engulfing this. So we can expect to get around this daily. Or this one. Reacting off the daily, yeah. What I do when I'm in a trade, this is how I manage trades, is whenever I'm in a trade and I get to a major resistance like this, the second I get a 4 hour bullish candle, I just put stop loss right above the all recent resistances. So like I would have put my stop loss. What color should I want it? Do I want it? Let's just do this. I would have put my stop loss right here. That's not a good color. It doesn't stick out. Right where this light blue line is would have been my stop loss. When I got around here, would have just came back and tapped out. But let's say I was expecting the bottom wick of this 9 hour. Let's see, let's go back to 4 hour. It's pretty much the start of 10. Let's say that this was my trade. Just based off looking at candle behavior and everything, I got in a trade and the bottom wick creation started right after this. So right here's the bottom wick. If we go lower than this, we're getting a bottom wick. Let's say stops. I don't think it's going to make more of a top wick, so let's say it's that. That's my stop loss. If I was in a trade, I would have just been looking at each one of these and seeing where it reacts the most. And seeing it got a flip at the daily, I would have put my stop loss now. I don't know how to do this. At my stop loss now, yeah, up at here. And my TP would have just been that. And I would have just got all that as profit. Now, that's kind of more or less how I do my trades. I have a certain setup here. I explained that yesterday. If you want to see that, you can go back and look at that. But that was pretty much how you look at candle behavior and how it can help you with overall market direction. Because, for example, we knew we had to create a top wick, so we got the top wick. The 2 hour didn't have a bottom wick, so we knew it could flip back down bearish, which is what happened. And then this next candle, we have all of this bearish movement to help tell us that the overall market direction as a whole is bearish. So after we got this bearish candle close, we got a top wick touching this weekly resistance, which is the strongest one out of all of them. We knew we had to create a bottom wick, and so it was just about guessing where we would stop. And that's what happened. That's how you use candle behavior with overall market direction. It's not, you can't use one without the other. A lot of times you can use one strategy without connecting another, but overall market direction mixed with candle behavior is the truly only way to figure out what price it wants to do. All right, it's 8:30. We just got news out 3 minutes ago. Let's look at that. It's the 13th. We got 8:30 news. And let's see what happened with price. Skyrocketed bullish. Now, I'm not a trend trader, but I do kind of pay attention to trends because they do hold up. I just don't know the science behind them. We kind of do got a little trend going on here. And it's pretty cool to see that it respected that. Now, I trade at the beginning of 4-hour candles or 2-hour candles, mostly 4, because of like I said, this most 4-hour flips, which is what I do. I wait for the 4-hour flips happen within the first 14. Sometimes if I see a really good setup, I'll take it on the 3rd hour. Wait, it happens within the 1st hour. And if I see a good setup, I'll take it sometimes in the 3rd. Now, we got this little uptrend here. It's pretty cool to see that this news kind of respected that. I don't think we had much of a top wick. Yeah, we didn't have a top wick. So all this did was create a top wick for us. Alright, so let's start doing the analysis for when 9 a.m. opens. 4-hour candle opens, and I'm considering taking the trade. Oh, wait. Actually, before I do that, I think I want to mess with my overlay, but I'm trying to figure out if I can. I'm trying to figure out if I can upload a new overlay while it's while I'm streaming. I'm wondering if it's gonna mess up the stream. If it does, I can just restart it, I guess. But for that not to happen, here's what I'll do for now, I guess. I'll just add a text. Text, create new. I'm gonna capitalize all this. think that looks good there. Alright, so now since I've done that, and now since anyone who joins can see I'm not complete crap. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I could write anything up there. But let's do the overall market analysis, top-down analysis. So let's just start with monthly. Monthly, we didn't. Monthly, we created the top wick first. And then we flipped bearish. And now we got a major top wick, and we don't have much of a bottom wick for the weekly. So we may continue to go bearish. We thought that with news, we were just going to stay bullish, and we didn't care much for a bottom wick. But we have slowly started dropping back down, and so now we realize we might want a bottom wick on this weekly. We did kind of, I'd say we respected this resistance, and so which is why it's kind of struggling to come back down for a bottom wick. But we do need a bottom wick on the weekly, especially since we grabbed so much liquidity up top yesterday, and now we don't have much of a bottom wick. But the daily does say otherwise, so we may not get the bottom wick today, and there's only one day left after today, and that's a lot of space to come down for. So we probably won't get a weekly bottom wick, and we're probably just going to have respected this weekly resistance, support. And so we don't have much bottom wick, we don't have much top wick for a daily, so we're probably going to look for overall buys if possible. And based off the 4 hour, we grabbed lots of liquidity from the bottom and then shot up. And we had a previous 1 out of a previous 4 hour, another bullish, and we're in this uptrend. So you probably can expect a daily. Let me mark where this top wick would be. Bop. There is this major day zone, 4 hour zone 2 of resistance right here. Let me color this red. I'm tired of these kind of dimmed down colors. I like bright colors. There's a resistance right here, which is what we tapped for a top wick. And there's also one right here, one right here. You know, just all the places you see our daily close and open. It is possible we did get the top wick when it touched this resistance. And if that's the case, then it's okay for sells and trading to get the weekly. But it all just depends on how the 4 hour candle forms, as always. This is why candle behavior kind of trumps everything else. Because if we close somewhere right around here, let's say we close at this daily, and we start making the bottom wick, we grab liquidity from down here, right? So now we have the bottom wick. So we grab liquidity from down here, and then we shoot up for the top wick. And we go past this. We can expect to maybe reach up here. We can expect to maybe reach this 4 hour resistance. Maybe this one. But let's say it's the opposite. Let's say that it closes right here again, and we get a top wick, and we get a double top wick up here, and it respects this daily resistance and where it stopped last time. And then we flip completely bearish. Now we can expect maybe hit right here as a take profit, this 4 hour, or we can maybe expect to go down the daily, or it's very possible we'll create the weekly. Where's the weekly? Sunday. Yeah, so it's right down here. And it's possible we create the weekly bottom wick. Very low chance. Probably will do that maybe later today, later tomorrow if we do flip bearish. But just an idea. But it's just all about the flips. And it's about not just the flips, but where you get liquidity from and where there's major rejections. And if you stop looking at it as always overall market direction, overall bias, like where the market has been headed and where it's going to reject from, most likely to reject from, you start looking at it, trading becomes a different game. And that's what I've realized. So that's the plan for the day. I guess I can probably mark up a little more. Probably should mark up a little more. Yeah, that works. Let's go to 2 hour. I don't care about 2 hour right now. Yeah, so that's the analysis for the day, and now I'm done being semi-professional. Now I'm gonna be a lazy fart, and guess what? I'm gonna play chess. Because I got 0 viewers, which is really bad, but who cares? I'm 12th? I'm even in here? What the heck? You know, I started streaming just about, I think it was Monday. I think I did something Saturday, but what was it, Friday? I think I did something Friday. Yeah, Friday was my first stream. But, you know, I gotta say, this has made day trading feel so much more productive. When you're sitting at the charts, you can feel very, like, exhausted and just lazy and just, like, you're not doing anything, especially if you don't take a trade. At least that's how I feel. But, you know, it helps a lot when you, did it react off this? It did. Oh, I was wondering where this reacted off of. It was this mental level, psychology level, and this 4 hour resistance right here. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry. But now since I've started live streaming with 0 viewers, I still feel so much more productive. My only goal is to make some shorts, make some longs, and hopefully get some more views, because I don't know, I don't even know if I'm entertaining enough. Like, if I get 10 people to click on my live stream because I get a short YouTube short with, like, I don't know, how much would I need for 10 views? Probably like at least 10k. If I get a 10k view on a YouTube short and I get 10 viewers next time. Am I lagging? We just upgraded Wi-Fi, so I get just about a gigabyte, which is pretty nice. Supposed to get 5, but you know, can't complain. I won't ever need that. Okay, so I'm fine. It's just I see this circle on the live. Anyways, if I get a 10,000 view short, and then I get like 10 viewers, and they all leave, they all decide to leave, I know there's something wrong with my my live stream. Like I'm just not entertaining enough to retain people's attention, and that's good. But I have only had like 2, 3 people, and it's only been 3 streams, so I can't complain. But I've only had 2, 3 people click on my live, and they've all left. So it's like I don't have a big enough database to even figure out if it's enough people to, if I'm entertaining enough to retain people, and I need to figure that out. So plus, it does feel a little bad to do a whole master class and no one be here, but it's good practice. Good practice. And that's what I want at the end of the day. I want to get through my mistakes and suck now. That way I can easily get better in the future. But I'm gonna play chess now. I didn't really think through this move. I've never seen this for some reason. Here. I'm just gonna have to move back. I can't go here. I can't take. I can't go here. It's just all. Then he just goes here. I try to go here. Maybe that's not bad. But after he chases me, then I go here. And then he just has all sorts of development. And I'm just running with the knight. If he goes here, I can just take. That was the idea. But yeah, this pin is definitely good. That knight was a mistake. Alright, well, while he gives me the chance, I'm just gonna... Oh, dang, I can't now, though. If I go here, he takes. I can't take. I have to bring this other one out. Okay, at least if he pins, I guess I can go here. He takes, I take, right? Takes, and then I'm good. I think this is good now. Oh, I forgot we're fighting over a pawn. Now I think I can win it back. I know I'm not shadow banned. That's stupid to think, but I mean, wouldn't one person click on my video? Is my thumbnail that bad? I kind of thought it was alright. That was pretty good for a first thumbnail. It was, I guess, but it's that me espresso. I guess he can give a check, but I can just. He's kind of tied up right here. I don't know what else he can really do. But what is that attack? Nothing. How do I attack this though? I guess I want to get my bishop out. If I do that, that's a blunder. He can just take. I never won that pawn back. Huh? I think I'm fine with this. I don't have time to think. Gosh dang it. Oh. 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 I messed up. Dang it. Did not realize that. Gosh dang it. I just gotta win by time now, I guess. I did not mean to put it there. I meant to put it back. Take it, take it, take it, take it. Blunder. Ah. Dang. I thought he was going to be out of time. Yeah, that was such a bad game. Oh, and I lost probably so much ELO points because it's just a new account. Alrighty, 4 hour is rising slowly but surely. It's got 2 minutes left, so it's probably going to close around this 4 hour here, which I don't know why I marked. Why is this a 4 hour? That wick. Wait. Why is this a 4 hour? Was this meant to be a 2 hour? This is meant to be a 2 hour. Yeah. Okay, so in a minute, the 9 a.m. 4 hour candle is going to open. And this is the plan for when that happens. So we have this daily up here. We see a lot of rejections in the past. And so what we can expect is to get a top wick and then maybe a bottom wick. Now, looks like we're creating the bottom wick first, which is also fine. If we get this bottom wick, we got to figure out where we're going to reject from. And that could be a couple places. But looking at the past, we have a 2 hour right here actually too. Looking at the past, we have mostly this 4 hour candle resistance here. And so we can get a bottom wick and maybe react off this. Or what I hope is more likely to happen is we get one at this daily resistance right here. And we see the creation of the top wick, a reversal. Now I'm a reversals trader. I do trade, try to look for reversals and the creation of a top wick or the opposing wick that it doesn't have in 4 hour candles. So what I'm waiting for is for it to touch one of these resistances, these supports, and create a top wick. Now I don't think this is enough to consider a true bottom wick. It's not enough to get liquidity to drive somewhere else. So like if we were expecting to continue this bullish move up, this is not enough of a bottom wick to really do that. And we're probably going to have to at least touch this daily, maybe go down and touch these 4 hour levels right here, which I don't have marked, but this right and this right here. We're going to have to touch this zone at least to continue driving so far up. So this isn't a true bottom wick, and this may be the creation of the top wick to drive further down. We're going to have to see. All right, now it's just diddly daddling. Let's look at 1 minute. Yeah, just complete diddle daddle. That's 5 minutes. Still diddle daddle. Just doing nothing. If we get the top wick at this next daily resistance here, where is this daily from? Here, a little bit of here, here. Yeah. If we get a top wick at this daily, I'm probably going to expect it to flip bearish to take some sells. And hopefully that will be the plan. Maybe we still get more of a bottom wick to flip bullish. We will have to see. If we want a big move, we're going to have to at least touch this daily or these 4 hour resistances here. I'm going to remove a couple lines. I'm just going to move this and this one. Just clean it up. It's a bit messy right now. Let's put a text up here. Reversal expected here. Can I not resize this? What? Well, you get the idea. Anyways. it is possible that it is just going to be this daily, but this 4 hour is not much of a top wick. And we know it's not much of a top wick because we haven't done a clear move to get it. It's only a few pips, first of all. It's, when did 9 a.m. start? 9 a.m. started here, so it's literally only 10 pips. Just under 10 pips. So, but we know it's not a top wick because it hasn't done a clear move in direction. It's not decisive. Like if you look at this, look at 5 a.m. start right here. It did a clear move to get up to here before it started rejecting back down. Same thing over here at 6 a.m. start. It did a clear move to get a top wick. This is not a clear move to get a top wick. It is a clear move starting now to get a bottom wick. So what I would like to see is a 1 minute break of structure. And that would look something like this. It's also known as a chotch, I think, which is just this. It's just a clear shift in direction. And I would like to see that, but it is very early in the 9 hour candle. Most of my trades do happen around 9:40 and not this early. So that is a little bit worrying. But I think it will be fine because we may continue to drive down, or we may start flipping bullish and we may get more sells. It's just all about where the clear move in the wick is. Let's say that we do get something like this. Right? And then we get this reversal, this break structure. It'll be clear to take buys, create the top wick. Let's say we get the opposite. Let's say this is the bottom wick for now, and we flip, and we keep going. Maybe we go a little past, and we start doing diddly daddling, and then we get this, a clear move down. Then we can expect sells based off another brick structure up here, and that will be what will happen. That's what will be the trade we expect. But it's all just about the candle behavior on the 4 hour and what happens. I will say the best looking trade we get now is probably for it to come back down more and to expect a top wick of sorts. But we will see. I'm going to let that do its thing for a bit, and I'm going to start another game of chess. I do like this. Let's put this right here. We can do a little castle, develop all over on the right side. Get my knight out. Let's do this. If he takes, that's fine. I can just take with my pawn. This is a free pawn. Okay. That's a move. I can really castle at any time. So I'm not too worried about doing that right now. So I'm just going to scare this bishop away or convince it to take. Yep. That's not a free pawn. I want to save the castling move because I don't want to run out of moves to do. Let's see, if I get this in here, can I think about taking this pawn? This pawn, no. Let's do this. Let's think about taking this pawn, because if I take, he can't take back, and I can win. And I think the only way to really defend it is to put his knight here, which is alright, I guess. If he does that, I think I'll just take here, double up his pawns, make a pawn island, separate this, does this, trying to break out of here, which is fine. I'm not too worried about that, actually. I'm going to let him take it. Gonna let him take it, put my knight here, actually. We're going to take the free pawn first. Don't want to forget about that. Plans to go here, check, take this pawn. I think I got a viewer. That's a pretty cool feeling. I'm up. I'm just going to trade. Save time. Take, trade. Oh. Trade. Push pawn. Push this pawn. Move to the green through here. Fight on the right. Bishop on the left. I think that's my plan. I don't think I can get my king over here in time to start. I do have a pass pawn. I don't know if it's considered pass. I do have an isolated pawn. I think I want to take the pawn first. So if he doesn't move his king, I'm going to check, take pawn. Ah! Shoot. I got the square, haha. What? The frick can I do? What's my move? Ahaha! I thought that was it. Oh, I thought I was gonna lose there so bad. Okay, let's look at the charts again. Something big is just about to happen. We touched the zone. We touched the zone. We know this is a really hard zone because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots where it has recently rejected. And that shows us that there's a good chance we're going to get another rejection here. We know we don't have a top wick on the 4 hour. And that's pretty big, because that means we're going to try to create one. Oops. So going into the 1 minute, what I look for is a break of structure. I'm looking for, it's 17, preferably it's a little later, because that means reversals usually happen within the last 20 minutes of the first 4 hour candle, within the first hour of the 4 hour candle. So at 9:40 is preferably when we'd like to take these trades, at least based off the stats I've seen and we have recorded. So we got this. If it's possible, I'd like to get down to this purple now, because we got down here really early. So maybe we can push farther. If not, that's also okay, because if I start seeing a reversal, I'm just going to join. But I'm looking for a break structure, so if it happens here, it happens here. But essentially it's like this, and then you go up and you retest. You can't really see with all these. Looks like this, right? Going down, and then you just do a complete shift of structure. It's this part that matters. And we're looking for something like this. So if this goes down here and it goes back up and it retests off here, I'm going to take this trade. And then stops will be a long position. Stops will be something like this, right at the low, expecting it not to make a lower low into here. We're going to create the top wick and hopefully here, but this move is going to be pretty big if we start actually rejecting pretty cleanly. So at least here, and get a nice solid 4R to R, probably at least on this trade. And that's if it starts maybe rejecting here, but let's hope it rejects sooner actually, because it's still early in the hour candle, so it could start doing this thing, come up and do that break of structure we talked about, but it could just start rejecting again, which is not good because my stops are going to be placed below here. So I would like to see a clear, clean move to tell me if we are gonna fully start trying to create the top wick. But we will see. Let me try to do the text again. That makes sense. Let me make that bigger. That's better. Yeah, that's the plan. It's still early, so we're still gonna wait and see. It seems like it's still pushing down a little more, so we're not gonna quite get the brick structure yet, like I want. But it is nice to see that we got the clear move of a bottom wick, at least right now, at least so far, which is what we wanted. The worst candles I've seen is when it does a diddle daddle and it just like does this nonstop, right? Complete sideways consolidation, and it's like it's enough to want to call this a top wick and enough to want to call this part a bottom wick, but it's not a clear deciding move anywhere, which is really annoying. We're pushing past the zone, which is sweet. You can see a lot more rejections around this 4 hour now, since we're on the 1 hour candle. And it is possible to start rejecting off here. So actually I'm gonna move this down now and do that. That's the new plan. I'm gonna go back to this 4 hour though, and I am gonna mark it straight up now. So that is the plan for now. It seems like we are getting there, which is sweet. Still really early though. And I don't want to push it back down again. I mean, if that's what the market gives us and that's what happens, that's what happens. You can't control it, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. But it's just a lot of movement. Just a lot of movement before the reversal. The start of a reversal. Yeah, usually, like, for example, this 1 o'clock, it's at 1 o'clock, so a lot less volume, but this is the bottom wick, and it created this much of a top wick. We've gone pretty far in just creating a bottom wick. It's a pretty big bottom wick. So that either means one of two things, which is scary because it's high, you can either win a lot here or lose a lot. But that either means that we're going to continue tanking a whole lot, and we're just never going to get the top wick, which is kind of scary. Even if we don't get the top wick, though, we can still ride. If we can still ride the candle back up once it taps down here or something, we can still ride it back up. But we won't get the top wick if it continues going down. Or it means that we're getting a lot of liquidity in the market, and that we're going to get a big, giant reversal. Like I said this morning, it's like a slingshot. We're trying to figure out how far the market can be pulled back before it just shoots up again. So we're just trying to pull it back and figure out the limit it can go. And eventually, either the rubber band's going to snap and it's just going to keep going back, or you're going to let go and it's going to shoot right back up. But we're going to see. This could be the beginning. If this is the beginning and this is the lowest part of the wick, which is, I say that it may be possible because of right here, this is a pretty big 1 minute wick. If that is the case, may not be. It may continue to keep going down, which is cool and almost preferable. But we got these moves, right? If we're expecting a break of structure, it's going to be off this level right here. So we're gonna wait till we pass up here. Then we're gonna wait for a pullback in this zone, and then we're gonna enter here at hopefully the lowest part of the drawback, and we're gonna shoot up, and it's gonna be a stop loss below here, and it's gonna be a TP up here. That's the plan, and hopefully that's what happens, but we just gotta wait and see. Hardest part about the markets is always waiting. At least for me, I hate it. So much work, so much stress, because you're scared you're either gonna miss a move, or it's just when you back test, it's fast, it's easy, you can get it out of the way. But taking a live trade is so much harder. Seems like we are getting somewhat of a reversal, possibly a pullback. I've noticed 1 minutes usually do respect trends pretty well. So we do have a little bit of a trend line here. So it is possible we are just doing the pullback. But, you know, this could be it. After all, we still gotta wait the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, a couple minutes, another 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes for the rest of the setup to take shape, which then it will be closer to 940, which is what we like. Alright, I'm actually gonna get lunch too. I'm a hungry boy. Who, guess what, woke up at 3 today instead of just 5. I'm getting my schedule back. You know, I always forget I have a be right back. Alright, we're back. We're still waiting for this break of structure, this 1 minute break of structure. And hopefully it's something like this, you know, comes up here, retests off this, off this daily resistance and off this 1 minute resistance right here, support. And then we're going to get in for sells. Stop loss is going to be here. TP is going to be all the way up here. We know we got to create a top wick on the 4 hours still. And so now it's just about guessing where that top wick is going to be. We got a deep pullback, a deep bottom wick. So we can expect, hopefully, a really strong top wick. So, I did get it wrong. It's supposed to be a long, not a short. Okay, yeah. So we can easily expect up to these next levels. We will have to go back through and figure out where there are more resistances, like right here, there's a 2 hour. So, but we are expecting to take some buys as soon as we get this set up. And it's going to be pretty clean, nice setup. It is later in the 1 hour candle, which is nice, exactly what we want. And it's setting up pretty nicely. This is going to be a pretty good textbook simple trade. The rice and pork still needs more time. Ooh, look at that. That is pretty. Okay, so the biggest part about the breaker structure, the thing we look for most, it has lots of different shapes, it has lots of different looks. It can be like this, and then this and this. It can be like very clean, very smooth, like that. What we care about most is this move. This move is the part that we like so much. Because after we get a whole lot of downtrend like we've had, this move tells us that we are making a clear direction for the upside. That we touch the resistances we wanted to touch, which you can see a lot of, especially on 1 minute actually. Wow, it looks so much more convincing on 1 minute. And that it's done making a bottom wick. And that it's time to make the top wick. So now all we are looking for is an entry model, a retest, which is happening. So I'm actually going to probably just be easy to do that. Yeah. I'm going to pull up. He goes, and once we get to right here, which is where the pullback needs to get to, we're going to take a trade. Yeah, I don't have music today like I normally do. I haven't paid for freaking YouTube Premium. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Now, since I have traded this strategy so much, and, you know, teaching is truly one of the best ways to learn it. It's like in the back of my mind. It's so easy. No, come on. You want to pull back before you create a top wick now. Come on. You don't want to do this. You want to do a pullback. I know what's best, and I know you want to do a pullback. You want to do a little retest. Okay, well, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to enter once it touches here, this purple line again. Instead of having to retouch right here, I'm just going to start right here. If it still comes back to retest off this, I'll just take another sell and double my position. But it's going to create a top wick now in the 1 minute and just continue skyrocketing and not give me an entry. I swear. Sometimes upsides to not being a freaking pattern setup trader. Like, if I just traded 1 hours, I would be in profit so much right now. I would have set a sell limit for here. I would have been up all this profit. I need to workshop that. Maybe that'll be better. It's gotta come back down though. It's gotta. If anything though, this is more convincing to that this is a good trade. This is a nice strong push to the upside to an attempt to create a top wick. It's just about if we can get a retest somewhere down here. I need a retest at least at this purple level though. If I don't get one, I'm not gonna take this trade. It's just not my setup. It's not my rules yet, and I'm not gonna trade it if it's not my rules. Even though it's gonna create such a nasty top wick. Come on, come on. I'm taking a buy. Right. Whatever. I'm gonna take another buy as it continues to work its way down. But at least I'll get in for here. And once we start the top wick creation, I will take another buy. It's weird. I'm literally hoping I end up in like $5 drawdown just so I can get a better entry. And more confirmation. Lots of fried rice with vegetables and some meat. Eating healthy. Working on my diet so I don't end up fat and unhealthy and all broken. Yep, and now we create the top wick. What? Sell? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that's $5 profit. It should be. Gosh dang it. I'm just gonna close it now, I think. Yeah, once it starts on the top wick, it's just gonna go. Why are you not closing? What the heck? Ooh. Ooh. Thank you. Nice. That was my buy position. Oh well, frick everything. Frick everything. Frick life. Buy. I'm in for a buy. I don't know why I did not hear the Discord. Or see your text. Let me plug in my headphones, sorry. What the heck is the cord for my headphones? Hello? Nice. I can hear you. Did you see what I did? Hello? Hello? I hear muffling, I just can't hear you.
Switch my headphones. You can hear now?
Yeah. Did you see what I did?
I was watching, yeah.
You saw me take a sell when I was trying to go for buys.
Yeah.
I lost a seventh of my account by doing that little mess up.
That's all it takes.
You know, I think I'm gonna end up profitable. My strategy, at least, and anyone who copies me will be profitable. But I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna
But
double
you
my
won't,
account
'cause you're stupid.
because I just mess up my button smashing so much.
Yeah.
Not enough money. Oh, that's right. I'm so low on money, I don't have enough margin for the crap now.
Oh, that's too good.
I'm gonna get margin called.
Really?
Yeah, I got margin called for one of my trades.
Dang. You need lower lot size.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I can't even do a 0.01. Man, I can't believe this crap. I should be up $30 this week, at least.
Yeah, you should. You can't always get what you want.
crap. I'm just gonna blow my account, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie.
Purposely.
I just blew my account.
Oh, margin call. Huh.
Margin called. When it says that that's so stupid. If this trade still plays out, I'm calling it a win. Okay, actually, I'm getting a little worried about the trade now.
What about it?
It's in more drawdown than preferred.
Well, I mean, you said earlier it could have done the ugly stuff where it goes ping ponging up both sides
Yeah,
of your range there.
it was a risky trade already. Riskier. Still had a high, more than 60% win rate probably though. Just about what it. These next 2 minutes are gonna tell everything.
For trading my range strategy, oh yeah, I'd be cashing in right now.
Oof. That's not a good sign.
What?
A 1 minute deep top wick doji pullback. That's just
Oh yeah, that means it's gonna continue down.
yeah, most likely.
What did bias tell you today? Anything?
Uh, yeah. I was saying it was mostly probably gonna be bullish. When some uptrend, and we're just looking for a pullback to continue bullish, which was a top tier is supposed to flip. So it could just be possibly grabbing more liquidity, but if it breaks past here, it's gonna go down a couple more levels. And we might not get the flip. It's maybe one of those candles we don't get a top wick. And out. Full loss. Well, gonna get another trade once it comes back down to here.
I thought you can't get in a 0.01.
Oh yeah.
Need some more margin, bruh.
It says I
It's
have
no
$10 free margin. So I don't know why margin called me. It was like 10 free margin still. And also it would go in the red.
It's a percentage. It's not a number, it's a percentage. How much was in your account before?
35.
Yeah, it is 30%. It makes sure it saves 30% of your account.
That's stupid.
Trust me, I ran into that with $1,500 before. It's not fun. Like, just past my margin call, it flipped and came it back up into profit because of the freak news incident.
You know what? That's what I get for taking a setup, taking a trade without a proper setup on 1 minute.
Yeah,
Just
that's the good plan.
forcing my way into a trade thinking it was going to be a top wick. Lesson
Yes, brother.
learned.
Make me sway, make me harder. Make me lose my breath, make me worry. I sneeze.
Well, I know what all the money I'm getting when I detail your dad's truck is going to.
He should have had you do that yesterday.
Why?
They went you know where.
Hotel? Oh. I don't, but okay.
You know, splish splash, I was taking a bath.
Hot tub?
Oh my gosh. Agua, big agua. Big agua.
Swim?
Yeah, for a week.
Oh, the lake.
Yeah.
Did they take the truck?
Mhm.
Dang. I thought he was gonna go around 4th of July. I was gonna ask him.
He cleaned out the inside of the truck and then he peaced out.
Mm. Well, that is the third trade I've taken on stream and I lost. Gotta adjust and retype all this now. Man, 66% doesn't look good on a win rate.
It looks average.
Yeah, there's no spot to take another trade through here, I think. There's not enough time left in the 1 hour candle. And yeah, that's just what I get for not respecting my breaker structure I talked about. I'm trying to only took one off a 4 hour. It's just, come on, it was so close to making the top work.
Yeah.
Like, it was literally right there and it just said no. Like, nope, I'm not gonna do that. I know you want it. You're not gonna get it. This is actually like really, really rare. It goes straight back to entry and doesn't make the other side of the wick. It's like not ever really had this happen to me besides like a couple times back testing.
Well, there you go. Have to hit.
Alright, time to put $500 in and over risk again.
You want to make some money today?
Yeah, sure. What do you got in mind?
I'll pay you for my car.
You'll pay me for your car?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Pay you $5.
Nice. So what, you want like a little rub on your
No.
car then? You want to just come over and just
Full detail.
and just like buff a spot out with my breath? And I'll be with $5. I'll even give you a friend's discount. I'll make it $250.
$250 for my car.
No, $2.50. Sorry, for a little huff buff, huff buff.
What would you do to my car for $250?
For $250?
$250. 0%.
Okay. I don't know if I got the skills for me to do anything that's worth $250 to charge you, because you can just do any of it yourself.
Yeah, but what if I don't want to do it myself?
Then my full detail max work, I'd charge you $200 for.
And what would you do?
Well,
Do this R&D contam.
yeah. Do you want me to put fancy word chemicals in, or do you just want me to say what I'm gonna do? Like, am I being a salesy person here, or am I just telling you what I'm doing?
You just tell me what's going on to my car.
All right. So first, I'm gonna start with the outside, and we have these really fancy chemicals that cost a lot of money, and they're pretty hard to find and get, and they're really fancy. And I'm gonna
Okay.
spray them all over your car,
Right.
and then I'm gonna rub your car. I'm gonna give it a rubby, and get all that white stuff on the car. Then afterwards, we gotta take a shower. We gotta shower the car,
Right.
and then, I'm gonna make sure it's extra clean, and I'm gonna go inside it. I'm gonna go inside it and just nonstop rub my hands back and forth inside. I gotta make sure to get my fingers in all the tiny crevices to make sure
You don't
I
know my-
I really get it clean.
My car.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't expect anything less.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I have this stuff that I put on the car, inside the car, to make it extra shiny and smooth. It's like it makes it so it's like completely like just just so smooth and that you want to just lick it all over and just sit on it, and
Sounds great.
just makes it really good. It makes the ride so much more enjoyable.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. Guess I can't complain.
All right, I'm ending stream. I should have ended it before I just made that really, really bad, all those bad sexual innuendos that made like no sense. But I think I got one viewer today that wasn't my mom or you, so that's progress.
There you go.
And then I think
Moving up
he,
in this world.
yeah, he stayed like for 2 minutes. I mean, that's something. Like 2 minutes? Like, yes, please. That's 2 more minutes than I thought I would have had with someone today.
What were you doing for those 2 minutes?
I think I was talking about how I'm gonna take a buy.
Oh, okay. So he listened to your plan.
Yeah, and now he's
And
seeing
then
that my plan
he
is not
said,
working out.
well, he's not around.
True.
Oh, if he's still looking at the chart.
Yeah, he's still looking at the chart. I said that we're gonna get a big top wick, but I think we're just gonna keep diving down.
Well, I mean,
Well,
had he entered where you entered, that's a good amount of pips, wasn't it not?
it was pretty good. Yeah, let's see. I mean, that's 38 pips. But I was calling
he'd
for
probably be cashed out.
major top wicks. I was planning on holding and making this like a big boy buy. Like, I was
Okay.
trying to get like 100
Well,
pips easily.
Maybe he
The-
was nervous about that, and he just saw that your TP was the wick, and then he saw like 38 pips, and then he canceled it. Exited the trade.
Well, hey, to be fair, if I did get in properly instead of taking a sell, I would have beat. Or I would have made my stop loss way shorter than it was.
Yeah.
Like, I got in here. Obviously, TP is way up there somewhere. My stop loss would have been way lower. It wouldn't have been down here as per usual.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyways, that's the end of the stream. As always, I love streaming to my 0 viewers. You guys are the reason I do this. I couldn't have done it without you guys. But I gotta go, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.